It's 2026 and you want to take your running to the next level. But how do you actually do that? What secret workouts do you need to be doing? What supplements do you need to take? What gear do you need to invest in? And how do you actually get better at running? Well, the secret is in the title of this video. I'm going to tell you how you can become the best runner in 2026. Everybody says that you need to be a more consistent runner, and that is the key and the main thing. Is just to stick at something and you'll get better. But how do you actually get better at it? Well, I'm going to tell you in this video. Tip number one, you need to have some sort of training plan or structure in place so you can follow it and become a better runner. Now, there are so many plans out there, it doesn't really matter which one you use. You can take your fancy if you want to follow old school PDF Excel or use the latest AI tool to get better at running. That plan is going to give you some sort of organization to your week so you know when you're going to be running, what sessions you're going to do, what days you need to run, etc. It's just a bit easier to follow. Rather than putting your shoes on when you feel like going for a run, being a slave to your moods, that's not really going to help. Your Strava graph's going to be a little bit wiggly and you're going to become a bit more inconsistent. But if you can stack the weeks and habits of putting your shoes on, heading out for a run, doing the sessions, you're going to become far more consistent just off the bat. And the training plans don't need to be glamorous. If you want to get into running, doing a run walk plan is absolutely fine. Something is better than nothing. If you don't feel like going for a run that day, you don't have to do it, you can change the day. That's the beauty of a training plan. And some sessions you may think, actually I don't want to do that session today, I want to change it a little bit. You're well within your rights to do it. You don't have to follow everything to the T, which is what some people think with a training plan, is take it as literal, I must do this or I failed. That's fine, you can do that, but something is better than nothing. If you have, example, 6 by a K to do and you only do 4, that's fine. It's not going to ruin your session. But what might ruin your session is you think, oh, I don't want to do that session today, and you feel like that for a few weeks, and therefore you've missed 3 workouts, and that might progress through the week. So you've missed perhaps 5, 6 runs when you could have done those runs in the week, but you didn't because you didn't feel like doing it. Then that's not going to help you either. So number one, have a bit of structure and training plan in place. It's just going to help you because you know exactly what you've got coming up. It just makes life a little bit easier. Tip number 2, focus on your nutrition. So many people don't focus on their nutrition when they're running. They think, oh, because I've run lots, I'll burn lots of calories, so I can eat junk. Surprise, that isn't going to happen. I'm all for everything in moderation. That makes complete sense. You need to balance everything in life. We're on this spinning planet. If you want to eat KFC or McDonald's, that's absolutely fine. If you're eating that all the time and it becomes part of a habit for you and you're dependent on that food, that's when you've got a bit of a problem. There's so much more to your nutrition than just fueling your run. Make sure you're eating properly, make sure you're eating quality foods. Your training is going to become so much better. If I fuel you on salmon and rice, chicken and rice, these are just examples of basic meals versus a McDonald's, who do you think is going to have the better workout? Probably the guy on the Whole Foods that's eating more naturally and clean. Makes sense. In a world full of social media where people post their hard workouts, they post their long runs, don't fall victim to thinking you need to be doing that too. Obviously there are going to be times in your training when you're going to have to push yourself, when things are going to get hard, and maybe that's on a long run, that's a quite long period of time, the longest time you've been on your feet, and you're thinking this is going to get a little bit tricky now, or there's going to be an interval session that you think that pace is a bit fast, or I don't know if I'm going to be able to hold that for that amount of reps. That's going to come into training, that's part of running. You're also exercising and preparing your mind. However, there is a fine line between doing that and just completely overtraining and putting yourself in the bin. Social media can make you think that you need to do that to get better at running, but in reality, if you're not listening to your body, something aches. You got a niggle somewhere and you think, oh, I shouldn't run on that. My knee hurts today, but I've seen everybody smashing their sessions on social media and on Strava. I'm gonna go for a run. You're not a hero, you're an idiot. Listen to your body. If something is off, rest. Be the hero, take the rest day. I always remember when I used to go to the gym all the time, people would say you need to rest as hard as you train. If your training is super hard and intense, you need to rest just as hard. If you need to take the rest day, take it. Get a good amount of sleep in. Everybody is always talking about sleep, saying how important it is. If you can get 7 to 8 hours sleep a night, you're going to get the benefits. I'm not qualified enough to tell you on why sleep is so important, but I will tell you that it is important and you need to be doing it. You have the 1 percentiles like the saunas, steam room, ice bath, whatever it may be. Yeah, sure, they can come into your play, but if you're not sleeping 8 hours a night, that's probably the main issue to address first, rather than thinking, oh yeah, I spent an hour in the sauna and went in a cold plunge and massaged my legs and did all that stuff, but I'm gonna go do a 10K hard effort tomorrow and sleep 4 hours. That makes no sense. You should address that issue first, rather than trying to focus on the 1%. So get your recovery in order, get your recovery in place, and you'll be absolutely fine. Number 4, this is gonna be a slightly controversial one, and spend some money on running and you'll want to run more. Example, I buy a brand new pair of carbon shoes, I'm going to want to sign up for that race or put them on. I'm going to want to go for a run in them. Therefore, I'm going to take care of myself in my week and be a bit more consistent with my running. So by the time that it comes to putting those carbons on and I'm entering that race and I'm doing it, I'm going to think, wow, I'm in the best position possible. I feel really good to go. Maybe it's investing in something like a watch. I recently got the Cross heart rate armband because my heart rate on my watch was just way off and way out of touch. And guess what? I ran more because I wanted to try it out and make sure that it was accurate and working. I was more consistent with my running because I wanted to see the data and how my fitness was adapting and changing. So don't be scared to invest in a bit of running. It's free to go outside your house or wherever you live and run. There's no cost to that. But if you can buy a decent pair of shoes, you're going to think, oh, I want to run in these a little bit more. Bit of psychological win, put them on, go for a run, feel good, come back, can't wait to do that the next day. Experience the endorphins, spend a little bit of money on running. People will tell you, oh yeah, get this shoe, get the best carbon in the world, whatever it may be. You don't have to do that. Obviously you can, but I'm not taking this to the extreme of buying Nomio, beetroot, bicarb if you can't run 5K. You don't need to do that. And those are the 1 percentiles that are going to make the difference when it comes to spending money. But buying a pair of decent shoes and a watch is a worthy investment in running and may just help you get out the door a little bit more and feel inspired to run. Number 5, enter a race, sign up to something. If I have something coming up in my diary, I know that my training and everything that I'm doing is geared to that day. So I'm going to be more inspired to do that so I can get a PB and I'm going to feel at my best ability on that day. If I was just going through the motions of running, not really having a goal coming up, not really knowing what I'm doing, then I'd fall off the wagon pretty quick. If you have something in the diary, and it can be absolutely anything, it could be a park run in 12 weeks time. It's free to enter a park run, you turn up and do it. You might say, I'm going to give myself 12 weeks, I want to get a 5K PB at my local park run. Perfect. Put the date in your diary, go out, train for it, give everything to that. You don't have to do a marathon. Make sure you have a goal in mind and be sensible with it, train for it, and you'll feel more inspired to run. Get out there. Follow that plan that you've got, look after your nutrition, you sleep well, you've got that goal, go out and get it. I think I'm at number 5, can't quite remember off the top of my head, apologies. But the big mistake that I see in the running world is people get into running and immediately sign up to the marathon. What on earth are you doing? In my first half marathon, I did Reading, and I thought, there's absolutely no way I'm doing another half marathon. That was the worst thing I've ever done in my life. It took me 1 hour and 52 minutes. I thought, that's the worst hour and 52 minutes of my life. Then in September of that year, about 6 months later, I entered another one. I trained for it, and I got a slightly better time on a harder course. I was really happy with my time, but I thought, I reckon there's a bit more in this. I wonder what the marathon's got for me now. I did 2 half marathons and a 10K before I signed up to my first marathon. So many people get into running, see social media, ultra marathons, running across countries, whatever it may be. Do a 5K and a 10K and a half marathon first and then do the marathon. I feel like the marathon has lost its respect and aura in the running world because so many people are normalizing it. You can't just go straight to the marathon. 42 kilometers is a long way. It is such a long way. You have to build up the bridges to get there. You might not even like running and you've entered a marathon, which is mental to me. I didn't like running for the first 2 half marathons I did, and then it took me enough time and nearly a year of training to think, oh, actually, I'm going to give this thing a go. And I did it and I thought, I actually don't know if I want to do this again. That was all right, but I got the marathon flavors and have entered a few more since and have got more coming up. So that is my main takeaway on this tip. Just be sensible with your goal alignment. Don't fall victim to social media inspiration. The people that you're seeing on your social media are fed to you because they're really good at what they do. And they're really good at what they do is because they're doing things that are extreme. That's how social media works. You're seeing the best of the best, the extreme of the extreme. People probably aren't posting their local 5K park run times that your friends and family are doing. Or they might do it, but you might not get fed it. You're only going to get the guy that's run across the country, or wow, that guy ran a marathon in 2 hours, 18 minutes. That's incredible. Yeah, it is incredible. It's really good, but you don't need to be there yet. You can't compare your chapter 1 to someone else's chapter 90. So just everything in moderation, especially with the marathon running. Just set a sensible goal, go out and get it, and be consistent. Easy. I hope you found this video useful, and if you're looking for some more consistency in your running, hopefully this is going to get you there. Hopefully you're going to take care of yourself, and if you're just watching this by coincidence, thank you very much. I have a 10K race coming up in a few weeks' time, so training is well underway for that, so I wanted to make this video because I'm doing everything that I've found to be a bit more consistent with my running, and over the last 6 weeks, I've definitely found that, and I've got my bug for running back. So 10K coming up in a few weeks. I'll resume the videos of how I'm training for that next week. So thank you very much for watching. Really appreciate everybody that likes, comments, subscribes. Can't remember if I've said that already, but I'm saying it again. Thank you very much. Look after yourselves, stay active, stay healthy. All the best. See you very soon.